Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create 3 projects with a brand new card kit from Hero Arts. It's actually not sold at Hero Arts. It's actually exclusive to Joann.com. Joann fabric and craft stores have online stores, and they also have brick and mortar buildings. They're not sold in their buildings. We have a Joann's Crafts in our mall. They won't sell this. It's only available online. But it's an amazing card kit that Hero Arts has put together. Everything that's in these kits are sold at Hero Arts individually, and I'll list them down below. But the kit itself is a fabulous value, guys. So I'll list Joann.com in the description area if you guys want to head on over and check it out. Once you see the price point, I think you'll be pretty surprised. It costs that much for all of this goodness. So we're going to create 3 cards today with everything in the kit. You get a lacquer pen. This is a sparkle clear lacquer pen, iridescent glitter pen that leaves dimension. Then you get some cardstock. This is Hero Hues cardstock, and if you know how fabulous it is, it's a heavy weight. So you could use these actually for your card bases in the kit. You get 4 5.5 by 8.5 sheets of each color. I'm going to grab my little swatch of my Hero Hues and show you exactly what colors they are. Now the teal is Paradise, the purple is Amethyst, yellow is Canary, and then the pink is a Azalea. So all of these are Hero Hues, and you get 4 half sheets of cardstock in this kit. So 16 sheets in total. So beautiful bright colors that go perfectly with the stamp set this month. So we're going to use those in our projects today. Again, you get your lacquer pen. I'm going to show you what this does. This is a neat lacquer pen because sometimes glitter pens will fall when you add them to your projects. This actually keeps its dimension. So you see the little bead it creates. I'm trying to show you that bead size. It will keep its dimension on any project that you put it on. So I love that. You get a 6 by 6 bold prints confetti cling stamp, full size, which is fabulous. And you know cling stamps are always great quality, but the confetti goes perfect with our stamp set that's in this kit. This is the surprise gift 4 by 6 stamp set, and then there is a coordinating frame cut die along with it in the kit this month. And again, all of this stuff, guys, is sold individually at Hero Arts, and I'll list it, the kit itself from Joann.com down below, but I'll list individual in case you guys want to, if you already have the cardstock, maybe you want to check out it over at Hero Arts. You get a huge bag of sequins. This is the Frost sequin mix. It'll last you long through the winter. It's a huge bag, but great for shaker cards. We're not going to make a shaker card today, but it's nice for embellishing your cards too. So we're going to jump in with our first project. I have trimmed down 4 sheets of our colored Hero Hues cardstock. I'm bringing in my mini Misty here. Any stamp positioner you have would work. I'm going to place my panel in here, and we're going to stamp with some watermark ink and then heat emboss with white embossing powder. I think the white against the bold colors is going to go really nice. You get the present or the gift base, and you get the gift top. I'm going to take both of those, and then there's also a little star, and I'm going to add that to my my Misty here. I stamped with my watermark ink. We're going to go over it with some white embossing powder, and I'm going to do this to all of my panels. I end up having 2 of these canary yellow gifts. We're going to do our Paradise Hero Hue cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp once. Position your stamps if you have a positioner on the bottom. This way you can take your panel and flip it around and stamp again. We're going to need 2 of our teal colored presents here. And then our Azalea and Amethyst, we just need 1. So I'm going to do this to all of my cardstock, adding my watermark ink, adding my white embossing powder, and then we're going to use our heat gun and melt all of them. You can see how that white just stands out against those real pretty bold colorful panels. I'm going to go ahead and separate my frame cuts, and then we're going to do die cutting. We're going to end up with 6 presents for all 3 of our card projects to do today. I thought we'd die cut out and heat emboss all of our presents at once to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and line up my gift top box. I like the gift top box is separated from the gift because you can do so many things with it, guys. Once my presents are all die cut, I'll set the 2 aside, and then we're going to work on our first project using all 4 colors of hero hues. I do want to add a little bit of depth to my gifts, so to do that I went through my alcohol markers. These are Copics, but I found colors that kind of coordinated with the colors of the hero hues, and then I'm going over the gift ribbon, basically just adding a little bit of detail. I didn't want to go too bold, just maybe like a tone on tone look, and so I think finding a shade or alcohol marker to do this would work out great. Now if you do use alcohol marker, I have a little trick for you guys. Going over the embossed line, since your embossed detail is white, sometimes you will have a tendency to go over those lines and it'll color that white embossing powder. But to clean it up, it's super easy. Just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, go over the embossed lines, and it will clear up all the ink that you went over on your embossed lines. I have these little alcohol prep pads that work perfect for that. I use them to clean my Copic markers, but it works great for cleaning up your embossed lines, bringing them back to white. Okay, after our presents are done, I have a panel here. This measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. I thought we'd create a background filled with presents or gifts. We're going to start off with our amethyst present. Now I like a lot of dimension on my cards. If you guys don't add adhesive behind it or foam tape behind it. Just glue it down to your panel. I like adding dimension, so we're gonna pop each one of our gifts and our gift tops up, layer them together, and then fill in this entire background. And I kind of want them a little bit wonky, but I don't want them touching each other. Kind of evenly space them. Now a lot of them are going to be overhanging, but we have these are such large gifts that the overhanging portions we can use for the areas that we need to fill in after we have them all adhered. So I have all 4 of my presents. I'm going to go ahead and flip my panel. We have a couple areas, one on the bottom, one on the right side. We're going to trim off the excess. And remember, these excess pieces are great for filling in. So just using my scissors going around the edge of my panel, we're going to trim off. Got some large pieces too. I think the only one we don't have very much of is that amethyst, the very first one we put towards the middle. Just a little end maybe. I'm going to go ahead and take my, let's add our azalea. And I didn't even have to trim this one. This one fit perfectly. So we'll add that there, and then we have our bottom piece. We're going to use our canary cards, or our canary gift. So that is our background, nice and colorful. You could stop here, but I do want to add a sentiment. I want to add a big sentiment. So in the stamp set, the surprise gift stamp set, there is a buildable sentiment. So I want to stamp happy birthday to you, which means it's pretty large. So I'm stamping on some Hero classic layering vellum from Hero Arts. Make sure to treat your paper with your anti-static powder tool on vellum. Hero Arts vellum is very nice heavyweight vellum, so it can stand up to heat embossing beautifully. I stamp with my watermark ink pad, and then I'm going to go over it with my black embossing powder. This way it just stands out. Lovely. Now we're going to flip over our vellum. I'm just going to funnel this back into my little container, and then we're going to heat emboss from the underside of our vellum. It's going to go right through, and it's going to shine up beautifully, and it kind of prevents a little bit less warping this way. And you can see it just melts that embossing powder from underneath. So that's our sentiment. I thought square's nice, but I thought we would round off the corners. So I'm bringing in my infinity rounded corner dies, and we're going to die cut this out, rounding those corners. And then I have those stars that we die cut out. I added 3 to my vellum, and then I added little dots of glue behind those stars, adhering my vellum to my panel here. Now I had already adhered that to my card base, and we're going to add some bells and whistles to that in just a little bit. We'll go back to it. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and start our second project using our cling background stamp. This is the Confetti Bold Prints cling stamp. I'm going to stamp this with my watermark ink on my panel. This size panel measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Now I heat embossed it with white embossing powder. You can't see it, but it's embossed. I want to do a little bit of ink blending with some Distress Oxide inks, but we're going to do that in just a bit. Next, I want to add some sparkle, since these are all sparkly gifts. I'm going to go ahead and take the very gift top portion, and then I have some no shed glitter cardstock. I'm going to treat this little piece of cardstock with my anti-static powder tool, and we're going to heat emboss the gift box top on our glitter cardstock. Now if you guys don't like the glitter, this is actually a no shed, which is really nice, and it heat embossed beautifully. I'm just going to go over it with white embossing powder, and then I'll use my heat gun and we'll melt it. And then I thought we would fussy cut out the bow and add some sparkle to our gift. It melts beautifully, and it's actually very easy to fussy cut around the bow portion. There's only a few areas on the box top that have the box itself, so you just cut those out basically. Okay, I'm going to use my scissors, do a little fussy cutting, and then when I'm done, we're going to paper piece our glittery bow on our canary gift box top here. I'm just gonna, you could use your tape runner if you wanted to. I'm going to use my Hero Arts precision glue. It's going to work out perfectly for that. Just add some little dots, and we're going to do a little bit of inlaying, adding this to our gift top. And then I did cut some thin strips for the bow portion on our main gift. I think we better add these first. There's a little strip we need to add gold to here on the gift box top. I'm going to trim down a small piece, and it's okay if it doesn't fit perfectly. Your bow is going to cover the portion on the top area. And then we'll add this, and we have a sparkly bow on our pretty canary Hero Hues cardstock here. Love the way this is. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to just add lines of glue over the bow portion on the bottom of our gift box, crisscross them, trim off the excess, and we have a nice pretty gift for this card. I did trim out with white cardstock a circle. You can see there, I just used my infinity circle dies. I'm going to go ahead and add a little shading using some Distress Oxide ink. This is Peacock Feathers. I think it matches the Paradise cardstock beautifully. Now, after I have my Peacock Feathers added, I thought we'd add a little bit of yellow, but not too much. I didn't want these two colors to blend, so I'm just using the ink that's on my blending tool. It's probably Squeeze Lemonade, guys. And I don't want green showing up. I want to keep the teal and the yellow, so I'm kind of keeping them separate. Okay, after we have a little colorful background of confetti, we're going to go ahead and do something a little extra special. If you have tissue paper, it would work out perfectly. You could probably pick some up at joann.com, but I'm just using some printer paper. And I just trimmed down a small square, crinkled it up a bit as if it was tissue paper coming out of the box, and then added some tape behind the bottom portion of my gift, and then taped it down. So we have some tissue paper coming out of our little gift box. I think that's just a fun, playful way to add detail to your cards. We're going to adhere this to our card base, and by the way, you could use the card stock that's in the card kit. I like white for my backgrounds, so that's why I chose white, but Hero Hues cardstock is very heavyweight and works perfect for that. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on that circle. I chose Yay. We're going to stamp that with my intense black ink here. I'm going to stamp it twice, kind of wonky, off to the left of the circle. Our presents or gift is going to go to the right here, kind of with the box on the very bottom. This could actually be a graduation card too. So that's the best thing about the Yay card. I am going to add a little dimension to my gift by adding some foam adhesive behind the gift top and the bottom. I have to double up on the one side of the lid when it overhangs. You want them to be nice and even. So next, I did die cut, use the heart die in the frame cut set. It actually is meant to cut out the heart in your stamp set, but I just used it on its own and cut out some colorful little hearts here. And I chose Paradise, Canary, and then I did die cut out a gold heart, also a gold glitter heart with that glitter cardstock from my stash. But I think that looks fabulous. We're going to add bells and whistles to that in just a minute. We're going to work on our final card today. For this card, I am actually taking my Copic marker and coloring in the lines on this present here. And then I have a panel. This measures 3.5 inches by 4 3/4. After we have a little bit of detail to our gift, I'm going to go ahead and add this to our panel. I'm going to lightly tack it down, and then eventually I'm going to pop it up with foam adhesive, but I want a space between the gift box bottom and then the gift box top. There is a sentiment in the stamp set that was the perfect width. It says surprise, and I thought we would stamp that in between the two. So I'm going to scoot these over and bring in my stamping, put my Misty here, and I'm going to go ahead and add my surprise. And I did tack down my my gift just so it wouldn't shift. And you guys know how new stamps are really sticky. So instead of removing my cardstock, I just add a little adhesive to glue it down to my my mouse pad. It was easier that way. We're stamping with our same intense black ink, surprise. And then in the stamp set, there's some little swishies. There's a left and right swishy. You could have them going in or out, and I thought we'd have them going in for this card. I'm going to put one left to the left and to the right of surprise, and we're going to stamp that with our black ink also, just kind of evenly lining those up. For this card, I thought we'd have a fun gift explosion, we could call this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this out of my Misty. And then each of these little stars are what we heat emboss with the white, so it's going to go beautifully with our gift. I'm going to add a few around our little swishies, popping them up with some foam squares. And then I did go ahead and pick up my gift and pop that up with foam adhesive also. So it's a layer higher than our surprise. I'm going to go ahead and add some tape behind here, and thought we'd add a little mat this on some of our amethyst cardstock. I just want a slight purple showing, so I just lined it up, and then we're going to trim off the excess with the paper trimmer. With the gift and all, I have to scoot over this star so we don't trim that down, but I just wanted probably 1/16 of an inch showing around this panel. There's not too much purple in here, but I did want to add extra color to make it nice and cheery. We're going to flip our panel over and add adhesive, and then adhere this to our card base. Place this right in the center. Once that's adhered, I'm going to go, I have some extra little hearts that we die cut out, so I thought we would add some more hearts to our gift explosion. And after I think my little yellow one here is, I think we need to glue that down. Sometimes I missed one. The stars are popped up with foam adhesive, but the yellow one isn't. We're just gluing that directly down. So all three of our card projects are done. Now we get to add some bells and whistles. This is the best part. We're going to use our Sparkle Clear lacquer pen. I love this pen because, again, it has dimension and sparkle. I'm going to go ahead and go over the lines, skipping every other one on the surprise card and also the yay card. We're going to add some glittery lines to that. And then I also went over the hearts and our yay card, and then I'm going to add some little confetti dots to our vellum. This is going to give a little extra dimension too to this card. Now after we have our sparkle added, we're going to go ahead and bring in our sequin mix. Just adding little dots. And again, these dots don't flatten. They will hold their shape, which is really nice. Now this little bag is huge. And there's lots going on in here. It's called Frost sequin mix, but I'm going to actually spread it out and separate them. I'm going to throw them in my little container. For my happy birthday card, we are going to adhere the silver stars. We're going to add a little more sparkle to that card. And then for our yellow yay card, I'm going to add the frosty white sequins. Not quite transparent, but they are frosty, and I think it goes kind of perfect with our soft background. We'll glue those down, and then for our surprise explosion, I picked 2 different sizes of the teal colored sequins in our mix. And again, if you guys want to make a shaker card with this mix, you could probably make 10 because there's so much goodness and sparkle in here. But those are my cards today, guys, using a brand new kit from Hero Arts, available over at Joann.com. I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. It's not sold in Joann stores, guys. It's just available online. And every month they come out with a brand new one, which is pretty fabulous. So every month I'll be creating a project with it. So if you guys want to check it out, everything's listed below. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Have a wonderful day. Happy July. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.